In today's world, ghosting means the practice of ending a personal relationship with someone by suddenly and without explanation withdrawing from all communication, aka, I'm a grown child incapable of speaking or saying what I want or feel. I'm sorry, but in reality, that is the long and short of it. And yes, yours truly has been ghosted in the past. This is for those who have experienced the same, but it's also for those who have ghosted someone before. My hope is either I can help someone who's been ghosted and feels destroyed, or perhaps stop someone from ghosting and destroying someone else. My experience came from someone I had known for 2 years. I knew their secrets, deep details about their prior relationships, hopes, dreams, goals, loves, hates, and all the other things that come from knowing someone for what I considered to be a long time. We had a rough start and a rough time throughout our relationship, but I felt like we were at the very least together. I remember telling them to just talk to me, several times in fact, and that if they were going to vanish or go away, to please just say something. I explained to them the idea of ripping off the Band-Aid, as this was so much easier than not knowing. The relationship with this individual was not perfect by any means, but it wasn't horrible either. Then one day, they were just gone. They left without a warning, without a goodbye, without an explanation, without telling me what happened. Suddenly, they were just gone. No reply to any communication. I was ghosted. So, left with nothing, no closure, no understanding, and no answer to my question of why. I overthought, overstressed, overcried, and was completely focused on trying to figure out what I had done wrong. I am not sure why our minds always run to things being our fault when something bad happens to us, or trying to figure out what we could have done differently. I guess, in reality, we are simply human, and this is just something that we do. I, of course, had no answers. I literally walked around thinking about every move, conversation, touch, interaction, anything I could do to try to discover the answer to why they left and why they chose to ghost me. Why didn't they just say goodbye? The worst part was they said goodbye before. They had been able to speak to me and say things to me previously, so why was it so different this time? The only thing I knew was they were no longer interested in me, and they didn't want to talk to me, so I left them alone. Now let me tell you a little story about how ghosting someone makes them feel. Ever seen a diaper laying on the side of the highway? Yup, that was me. I felt like someone had just crapped on me and tossed me out the window at 100 miles per hour, like I was literally nothing. I was simply a commodity. This person had used up till they got their fill. Then I was discarded, like I meant nothing to them. I was completely zero in this person's life, and I had no value as a human being to them. I felt as though I was absolutely worthless. How else could you explain someone just walking away without even the decency to say something or even just say goodbye? Now, talking isn't that hard. We do it every day. Sometimes it's in a text, voicemail, face-to-face. Hell, I've even heard about someone breaking up with someone with a fax. At least that person got some damn closure. Talking is not hard. Even if you think the conversation is not going to go well, it is the easiest thing that we do each day. It's easy to talk. Even if what we have to say is hard, it's so important to communicate how we feel with those who are in our lives. Love or no love, the other person deserves to hear what you have to say, especially when it directly involves them. I have dealt with rejection before, and trust me, it's about a 2 to 3 day conversation in your head wondering why. After 2 to 3 days, you simply move on, closure in hand, and live your life. In comparison to being ghosted, the other person is left dealing with their own mind for a great length of time, questioning every word spoken, every gift, every touch, everything they've ever done, and never finding an answer. I don't know about you, but I would take the rejection any day over feeling like a tossed-aside ass gasket. So how do I really feel about ghosting? This is the most childish, horrible, demeaning thing you can do to another person. Nothing screams, "I'm an adult baby," more than walking away from someone without saying a word. Someone who ghosts people is simply a wounded coward, most likely running from one ghosting victim to another, leaving a trail of hauntings behind that no one wants to deal with. So how do we fix this? I don't know if we can. First, we would have to have the ghosting individuals understand that the people they are hurting have feelings. These people feel hurt and pain just like anyone else, and they do not deserve to be destroyed simply because the ghoster can't communicate. It is not our fault that these people are too scared to say how they feel, or don't feel for that matter. The people you're doing this to are torturing themselves by asking the question of why. Why not save them the time and allow them to move on with their own life, as you seem so happy to do? Why is it that we have to not only be left behind, but beat ourselves up because you are too immature to speak your mind? For those that have been ghosted, all I can say is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this happened to you. I'm sorry you had to have this experience. I am sorry the individual in your life didn't say goodbye to you. I am sorry. The individual who ghosted you walked away from such an incredible person. I am sorry this person did not see your worth. I am sorry they could not see your value. I'm sorry that you are left having to deal with this. Please believe me, you didn't do anything wrong. Your unfortunate event with this person does not reflect negatively on you or anything you did. This is their problem, their childish behavior, and their inability to communicate. You are amazing, and if we are being completely honest, you are also now free. You are free of having to deal with this person, as I am sure they had some red flags that may have been overlooked or ignored. If you are anything like me, I tend to see the possibilities in people, and those red flags get overlooked, even when they are streaking across the sky like the end of the world. You are also free from wondering what type of person you were with. It is clear as day now. You are free from questions regarding how they feel about you, totally out in the open. This person did this to you due to their lack of empathy and feeling. It is not a reflection on anything you did or said. This person simply didn't know what to say nor how to say it, and they chickened out and took the easy exit. I am not going to tell you to get over it and to move on. That simply does nothing except deplete the ghosting victim's desire to move forward. These statements are some of the worst things you can say to someone that is hurt, especially when they know they did their best and tried and still were dumped and left behind. All I can say is take things day by day and remind yourself that you didn't do anything wrong. Even if you have to say it every day, you didn't do anything wrong. If anyone should feel badly, it should be the person who was too chicken to say something and then just walked away from you. It takes time and effort to move past something like this. And the more time in the relationship, the harder it is. Please try not to torture yourself like I did. Try to see the good in things and the very possible blessing in disguise. This person clearly did not have feelings for you, or maybe they did, which made it harder to break your heart. Either way, it doesn't change that this ghosting behavior is nothing but a childish thing to do. This is mean and cruel and done by someone who is selfish and only focused on their own feelings and betterment for their own life. You didn't do anything to deserve this. Please keep your head up and remember, karma is a bitch.